Hello, and what a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B, and I'm so excited to be back with you today. I am wrapping up the end of a longer day. Not a long day, because a long day makes it seem like it wasn't amazing, but a longer day. We spent the day at Keepsakes today, which Tech Guy and I and our youngest made the trip. It's about an hour and a half, hour 45, depending on construction and traffic. For us, so I do consider Keepsakes one of my LNSs, which is because it's fairly close. On a rough day, it is as close for me to go there as it is Always in Stitches, which is only really about 45 minutes from my house, but there's lots of construction between us and Noblesville, where Always in Stitches is located. So we got to go and stitch today. It was a lot of fun. I got to spend some time with a very sweet friend of mine, and we'll kind of talk about that later. But it was just, overall, it was a lovely day. We used to take all three of our kids, to hang out at Keepsakes when we would want to go and stitch, and they would plop themselves in the corner with, things to do and snacks and drinks. And we have a very hard and fast rule in our house that we only have video games on the weekends. For those of you who don't know, we are a homeschool family. And so we have to have those hard and fast boundaries because we are home 95% of our time. And so we've got to have those hard and fast boundaries. So when we have days like Keepsakes, days where we just go and hang out in Cincinnati, I tend to relax the no video games rule through the week. So, but our older two are of the age now. They're definitely that pre-teenager. One of our oldest is 6 months from being a teenager, and I think he's a little bit 6 months too soon. So he thought, that's not very cool. I'm going to go hang out with Mimi. So they spent the day there, and we went to Keepsakes. It was a lot of fun. I hope that you all had a wonderful Easter. We did. We attended our Easter service at church, which with our youngest, I've been staying home a lot from church. And so it was lovely to be in a body of believers. And we had a baptism yesterday, which was awesome. What better way to celebrate the resurrection than with a baptism as well. So it was amazing to see that. And then we had lunch with my family, which was nice to spend the afternoon there. The weather here has been beautiful, and so yesterday was beautiful as well. So yeah, that's kind of been a little bit of a life update. It's been maybe 3 or 4 weeks since I've uploaded a video. I think maybe things have been going really well. I think last I talked with you, we've gotten a new doctor for our son. And added a doctor to the team is what I mean. And so we are putting one foot in front of the other with some new testing and new things that will help him along, which is awesome. I am pretty private when it comes to our Flosstube and talking about our son. But I have a special project coming up that I'm pretty excited about. And so I'm going to make that a separate video. So in case that's not something that you want to learn about in our personal life, then it is a separate video that you can choose to skip. But that is coming in the next 2 weeks. So yeah. So with all of that being said, let's get into some stitching. We have a very dear friend in our lives. It's one of Tech Guy's very best friends, is having a baby. And their shower was actually last weekend, but Tech Guy was working and I couldn't attend the shower. So I thought, okay, that's okay. I want to stitch them a birth announcement or something cutesy for the new baby. And providentially, I will tell you this quick little story. Providentially, on Saturday, I needed to run by their house to drop off something. And when I got there, mom's water broke. And she's only 32 weeks. And so it was very much a panic moment. And so we handled that situation well, got her off. She is now in the hospital where she'll stay for a couple of weeks while they grow baby with some help. So all of that to say, I was like, I need to hurry and get this stitch done. So let me share this with you. I chose Heart and Hand, Wonderful Life. It is one of her long frames. It says how wonderful life is now that you are in the world. And then you backstitch the name on there. Here's it kind of larger, broke it up. But if you've ever stitched a Heart and Hand like this, she has several that are long and skinny like this. It's really hard to find a frame without it being custom framed. Excuse me. So this came with the buttons and everything. And so what I did is I made working copies of the chart and I literally cut and pasted to where now it's more like this, where it will be how wonderful life is. What did I do? How wonderful life is now that you are in the world. So it's going to be 3 sections that stack on top of each other. I can't show you my Frankenstein. It's not even up here. It's down. Oh, no, it's right here. I will show you the back of my Frankenstein piece. This is what it looks like. So it's going to be a rectangle shape that's more easy for me to frame, but I was literally cutting apart and taping my working copy so that I could make it make sense to myself. So it's going to be shaped more like this rather than long and skinny. So I had started this 2 weekends ago. I thought, you know, I think I'm going to do a 24 hours across stitch. I haven't done one in a while. And it would be really fun to do that and get a good start on this. I think I got 6 hours in a weekend because, you know, just one thing after another. It was the weekend that Indiana had really bad tornadoes. All of that happened about 10 minutes from my house. If you saw mass destruction in Whiteland, Indiana, that's just one town away from us, about 10 minutes away. And so a lot of late nights. And so anyway, with that being said, so I only got about 6 hours in that weekend, and that's okay. I want to tell you about this app that I have been using. Caroline from Off the Grid Needlework. Off the Grid something. Caroline talked about this app that she uses called Multi-Timer. And I was like, oh, I kind of like this. And if you watch my whip parade in October and November, I am just desperate to figure out a way to get some more time on my whips. And so I downloaded this Multi-Timer and I've been using it. And I am not joking. I love it so much. I am diligent about starting and stopping every time I stitch. Like even if I stop it to check my phone for a few minutes, then I stop the timer so that I know how many hours I'm putting in of actual stitching. So I really like this thing a lot. The way I've got it set up, I think I posted it over my Instagram, but you can have a ton of clocks on it. And so I've got one that is like, I want to put 24 hours in on this piece. I've got one that's like just sampler stitching. I'd like time on that. So it's I don't know. I really like this timer situation. So all of that to say, I ordered the stuff from 123 Stitch because they could get it to me almost overnight is kind of what their shipping has been like. I think I've gotten it in 2 days. So I ordered everything from that, all the called for, except for they didn't have one of the greens. So I did have to substitute that. But I will tell you, 123 Stitch now here's part of my working copy. So these are the threads, and I think I had to switch out baby spinach for something grapes. But now, like, let's say that 123 Stitch reports that baby spinach is out of stock. They have a little hyperlink that says give me alternatives, and you can click on that and it pulls up several alternatives for that floss. So this is on, I don't remember. It is a 40 count color and cotton. I just don't remember. A sampler, maybe? A sampler. So yeah. So I've got some of the words in. Her name will go right under you are, which is great. I started this kind of big wave here. And like I said, I moved around I mean, this side seems to be a little bit clearer to show. So I like moved him down here. I moved this up here so that it made it look like the air balloon is floating. So that's where I'm at on this. I need to get this done because they are trying to push her 2 weeks. So yeah, so I would like to get this done before she gets here. And I think it would bring some peace to mom to know, you know, I'm thinking about and praying for her. So, so yeah. Okay. So that's one of my whips that I have been working on. And then, I pulled out, I told you all about my accordion folder last time I filmed. A lot of you thought that was amazing and have ordered some for yourself. So that's awesome. Excuse me. I'd love to know if it's working for you, if you've gotten yours, how you like it and all the things. One of the, let's see, is all my stitching? I think all my stitching is from the accordion folder. So, this is one project that I want to put time on. And this is Ever Humble by Not Forgotten Farm. And love this so much. I put a couple of hours on this. This is the kind of stuff I want to use. I kind of want a timer for each project so I can just kind of see how much time I'm putting in on projects, and then maybe I get a better feel for that. This is on 46 count Olympia from Mystic Fabrics. And, you know, it'd be nice if I would iron things before I show them to you guys. So there we go. One of the things I did not tell you is that my background is a little bit different. So I actually just flipped my desk and this piece to the other wall. So this is where the long arm was sitting. Put the long arm over by the banister because for my Mother's Day gift this year, I got a new work table. Let me see if I can show you this without making you vomit here. Don't mind my messy desk. Let me push my lamp back here so we can actually get to it here. Okay. So there is the banister. There's the long arm. Here is my new desk there, and that's where I used to film. So this new desk here, these are about 2-inch drawers. It's called a flat filing cabinet. And so let me just hop up right here. Since we're right here, I'll just show you really quickly. So this is called a flat filing cabinet. So it's got drawers. So on this top one, I've got all my quilting rulers in it now. And then this one, I'm pretty proud of. This is a bunch of these silverware trays from Target, and they are soft. They are $2 for 3 of them. And so I've cut them down with just a box knife. I cut them down. My friend Holly gave me that idea. And then all of my floss and everything gets stored in here. DMC is stored in another tin can. But this is all of my over-dyed floss. Then that leaves me room for flat linen storage, which I love. So if you can see that there, flat linen storage, which is awesome. I love that so much. It's such a great storage solution. So we went, let me flip you back around here, without trying to make you sick here. We went antiquing on Thursday, and I found that, and we specifically went to Antique for I wanted a cutting table. So we specifically went to find something, and that was in the first antique store that we went in, and it was a phenomenal price. And then he actually gave me even a better deal. So that was pretty awesome. So we got that. It just needs a new countertop. So I'm gonna sand it down and paint it. And then it just needs a new countertop, which will be great. So I spent a lot of time doing that today. Doing that this week. I should have given you that in my life update, but I forgot. So if you're noticing a different background, that is why, because we kind of flipped the office around simply. All right, my next whip is a Sal that I invited myself to. Sunnyside Sampler. The Sal is, there's a bunch of girls who go to Utah in, I think it's October, and they do, yeah, because it's October to October Sal. And so they are working on Sunnyside Sampler, and Kim had asked me, she was like, don't you have this as a whip? You should do this with us. So I am up to date on that. You know what? Maybe I showed you this last time. I don't know. Did I show you this last time? I don't know if I had this blue house or not, but I'm up to date on it, except for the words at the top, because I'm going to be changing them, I think. I don't know. I might just leave it empty. I'm not sure. So that is that. I also have worked a little bit on Bluebirds of Happiness. This is a JBW design that she did exclusively for Keepsakes. You can call Keepsakes and order this actually. Let me see if I can get it without that glare. There we go. I'm sure you guys have seen this on a ton of channels. And I know there's several people hosting a sale for this. And I am working this on a 46 count frieze from Atomic. Wow, I am awful at this. I think it's Atomic Fabrics. I don't remember. But here is my progress on that. I did not make much progress from the last time. I think I just put maybe these little flowers in right there. Atomic Ranch. That's what it's called. It's frieze from Atomic Ranch. And my frieze looks different than the frieze that everybody else, or I mean, not everybody else, because I'm not the only one using this dye lot of frieze, but it looks a little bit different. Okay, when I was at Keepsakes today, this is the project I took to work on. This is a Quaker Dwelling by Kathy Barrick. Again, I keep this in my accordion folder that just has several projects in it that I want to work on, put focus pieces on. So I worked on this. This is on 46 count London Fog by Under the Sea Fabrics. And here, let's see, I should have ironed. Here I am on that. So I have really gotten some good headway in the corner of the house. If I would hold it still, you might be able to see it. So I will tell you, this is great sitting and stitching because these bricks don't have to be the color changes as called for. I am trying to stick to that because I want to, but they're just meant to look old and crusty and dusty. So I've gotten some good headway going on those. There are 3 different colors of brick. So there's this really dark, nope, I lied to you, there's 4. So this really dark, which is this color, that's Hey Jude from Oak Stepmother. Then there's this lighter gray, and then there's the white that looks gray. And then there's not many of them, and the lighting in here, you probably won't be able to see it, but there's a really light blue color that some of the bricks are. So here is where I'm at with that. I really do like this piece. I did figure out today that if you're just sitting and stitching, the house is a great thing to work on. It's really, really dense. So, it is good stitching. So that's all of my whips that I've worked on. I'm sure I've worked on some other things in the last month. I don't write them down anymore, so I have a hard time remembering. Okay, finally, our CTS bags have come in. So let me show you mine. So I ordered a CTS bag for myself. I actually ordered 2 for myself if I want to keep one for a future giveaway or if I just want to. Excuse me. And then I ordered one for giveaway winner, which it's going to go out in the mail this week. But these are our CTS bags, Common Threaded Stitcher. These are the fundraiser that we did this last time, which is awesome. I love it so much. I took it to Keepsakes today, and it was a great bag to just quite literally throw everything into. So that was pretty awesome. Okay, let's talk about, well, since we're talking about Keepsakes, let's talk about Keepsakes haul. So I got just a little bit of haul. Everything went into here so I could keep it together. Tech Guy actually did some stitching today, you guys. Tech Guy did some stitching today, and when he was stitching, he was working on Squirrels of Sumatra. he said something about the needle. It's hard to push through or something. And I looked and he was working on 40 or 46 count with a size 24 John James needle. And I was like, dear, you are bringing a knife to a gunfight. So I walked up and grabbed him some DMC because he likes longer needles. So I grabbed him some DMC needles. I grabbed some Peacemakers because I want to try them. Right now I use Pat Carson's size 28. They're my absolute favorite needle I've ever stitched with, and they are no longer being made. So someone told me to try Peacemakers. So this is actually my second one I bought because the girls at the table today were like, they're my absolute favorite. I love them so much. So I went ahead and bought an extra pack for when I try them. Hopefully I really like them. I needed a new Snag Nabbit, and this is the one that also, it has two different sizes. So you've got your normal size that is for like 32, 36 count, but then you also have a really small one here that is for those higher count fabrics, and I have needed it recently and not had one. So I was glad to be able to get that. I bought this chart because I would like it hanging in my home. This is called Bethlehem. It's monochromatic. It's beautiful. Again, it's one of those really long, skinny framed pieces. And this is by designed by Diane Arthurs. Imaginating is who is printing this. And they are in Dayton, Ohio. They do a lot of printing for like the twins, for Sue Hillis. They do a lot of printing for them. So I bought that for Tech Guy to stitch. When I was at Stitch Away and talking with Judy Whitman, Nathan and I love Judy Whitman. We met her at market in 2020, and she's just a lovely person. We were able to have some really great conversation with her then, and then she came Friday to Stitch Away and came over and gave me a great big hug, and we shared some stories with each other and some tears. It was lovely. And she had talked about this book. I think I told you guys about this already, but she had talked about this book that there are only 12 left in the world. And I was like, Judy, do you know, like, where can we find the 12? Like, are they out on third party? Like, are they in a shop somewhere where we can call and order them? And she was like, I'll just give it to you. So she signed this book, Affectionately Yours, and gave it to me, which was so sweet. And there is a chart in here called the Wedding Quilt Sampler, but I just love it because it's quilts. I don't know if I will do it with like our anniversary in the middle or whatever, but it's just, oh, it's so pretty. And so there are only 6 colors in this chart. And that scalloped edge border, I just love so much. So I wanted to get the flosses for that. I don't know if this is a better picture or not. There you go. I love it so much. These barn quilts, we've seen everywhere now. Lots of people are designing them, but Judy, there's just something about Judy. And this book was published well before other people were charting them. Let me see. 2014 is when this book was published. And I just think, I mean, it's an awesome book. Look at this one right here. It says, "'Tis a home to welcome every friend." I want to stitch this. I think 2 of my friends got this book. One won it and get a giveaway at Stitch Away, and then one found one on eBay. So those friends know who they are, and I want to know if we want to stitch this together because this book is amazing. So let me show you the flosses that I picked up. Look at this color palette. This is not a typical color palette that I would have, but this piece, I just love it so much. So let me show you this color palette. How pretty is that? So love that. So I want to keep it all together. Then next, Liz Matthews got me this from Market as a gift from Teresa Kogut. This is Kindred Spirits. I love this so much. It's so sweet. Those girls I can relate to. So I picked up all the DMC for that. Liz and I don't think are stitching it together. I don't even know that she grabbed the chart, but I wanted to gift it because I would like to start it soon. And so I wanted to get all the DMCs for that. This is Quaker Garden by Blackbird Designs. It's one of their loose feathers. It is pattern number 19. And this is actually on a green fabric. Barbara was telling me when she was pricing me out that she stitched this on the called for green fabric and it looks beautiful. So I might see if I have one maybe that pulls a little tinge green and stitch it on that. I just thought this was beautiful. I want to start it as a spring start. So I got, oh, I almost showed you all the chart. There you go. So I got all the flosses for that beautiful palette. I love it. It's very pretty. And then I think listen, here's my advice to myself. Maybe if I say it out loud to you guys, then maybe I'll start doing it for myself. But I have thought to myself, I need to type a note on my phone. I just need to keep a running LNS list in my notes app on my phone. That way, if I think, oh, I'm missing this NPI, then I can write it down. And next time I go to an LNS, I can say, these are things I need that are in like current projects, or like, I know I want to kit this project up, whatever. There is an NPI that I was missing for Hawk Run, my Hawk Run Hollow. I don't remember what color it was. So I grabbed black, but I don't know if it's actually black that I needed because I'm not smart enough to write it on my phone. So just a note to yourself, maybe do that. Okay, let's talk about kindness next. Let's talk about the post. Yeah, let's talk, let me see what else is in. Okay, yeah, let's talk about kindness next. Okay, so when I was at Keepsakes today, one of the things that Barbara gifted me, well, the thing that Barbara gifted me is this BU sampler. So she had grabbed it because we are part of me releasing a project in a couple of weeks that I'm working on is a SAL that I'm going to host with this pattern. And I was going to do a big announcement this week for it, but there was an issue in the chart. And so we need to wait for Keepsakes to get the new charts and for Hoffman to get the new charts so that LNS can have them and ONS. And so in talking about that today, she pulled this out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is a sampler that I stitched for the twins from Market. And there was this very special story behind this sampler to me. The twins had nothing, I mean, they didn't know anything was going on in the background, but to me, there's a very special meaning behind this stitch. It says, don't be afraid, just believe. And so that has to do with our son. So I am planning a SAL. You'll get all the information about it in the next 2 weeks, but there is a problem in the printed chart. So with that being said, we need to give the twins time to send out new charts. Actually, Imaginating is the one who's printing them. So we need to have time for them to get the new charts before we bombard them. Like 18,000 people are going to stitch this with me. I don't know about that. I'm just saying I want to give them time to catch up before I announce it. So if you pre-order this for Market or anything, anyway, just know that a SAL is coming. I'm planning on that. So this fabric, in the picture it shows gray. It is very purple. When I release the SAL information, it'll be in a separate video and I will show you pictures of what it really looks like. So Barbara gifted me this because it has the wrong information on it. And she was like, just take this, it's fine. But it's a great alternative. So I'll walk you through that when we go through our new video. The other thing is this book came in the mail. I have an idea of who this is from because she asked if I had ever read this book and I have not thanked her yet. She's kind of a world traveler lately. And so this is just so cute. This is Sacred Practices in Everyday Life, and the chapters are adorable. Let me read a couple of them to you. The chapter names are Waking, Making the Bed, Brushing Your Teeth, Losing Your Keys, Eating Leftovers, let's see, Sitting in Traffic, Sleeping, Drinking Tea. So it's such a great little book. We have been working in our home the last couple of weeks on just establishing some better routines. And so I'm excited to dive into this. So I love this book. So that person, thank you so much. That was very, very sweet of you. Okay, that is all for Stitching Kindness. I had to think about it for a second. That is all for Stitching Kindness. All right, so let's talk about the post. Let's talk about things I've ordered. From Hobby House, last year Liz had got me the sweetest gift card to Hobby House and I still had not spent it. And I just could not think of what I wanted to spend it on. So I bought a Hardwick hoop. This is the 5/8 of an inch width because I wanted something a little bit more substantial. And this is a 7-inch hoop. I am loving this thing. I really, really love it a lot. So Hardwick hoop, I think it was $16 maybe at Hobby House. It was fantastic. And then I couldn't just get that. So then I ordered this chart as well. This is AH2EE, a reproduction of an 1806 Quaker sampler by Kathy Barrick. And I just think monochromatic, I mean, it's beautiful. See, I should have taken this and kitted it up today, but I forgot I bought it because it was in the filming basket. Okay, so that came from Hobby House Needleworks. Then my friend Alex on Instagram had posted some charts that she was selling. She was de-stashing. So I picked these up. They're all original Prairie Schoolers. And so they're on the heavy cardstock. And so I got the Holiday Homestead. This is just so beautiful. Then I already have this chart, but it's a reprint of this chart. So I wanted the original. So this is St. Nicholas. So I've got whips already going of these. And then this one is County Fair 2. I just thought that's so cute. So I picked that one up too. So she sent me those. Then this, Brenda and Laura, that's why this smells like this. In their video last week, Brenda and the Cereal Starter, so Brenda, she talked about this Instagram account that she shops from, some vintage quilts, and it's called Vintage Blessings. She showed a notebook cover made out of a vintage quilt. Now this is made out of a 1940s quilt, and it is just a notebook cover, and it is adorable. I thought it would fit my Bible. It's a little bit too small to fit my Bible, but that's okay because I will find something to go in it. It's just beautiful. So isn't that so cute? So Vintage Blessings, let me hold up their business card. They also send homemade soap in every order. Oh, it just smells wonderful. So Vintage Blessings, this is buttermilk soap, farm fresh goodness. Oh, it just smells so good. And it's not up against your quilt, just in case you are concerned about that, because she sells vintage quilts as well and quilting projects. They put it in a little baggie, and then this comes wrapped really nicely in tissue paper. So I got that. Then I put in a couple of 1, 2, 3 stitch orders. One was the one I just showed you with the birth sampler that I'm working on for Nathan's friend. But then I saw this one. So Salt Box Stitcher Carol, she on Sundays encourages people to post sampler Sundays and use the hashtag. And someone, I cannot think of the name of them now, posted this. And I was like, I have to do this. One of the things that we are very much working on in the discipline of our 12-year-old is diligency. And I tell him every single day, you have to be diligent. You have to be diligent. You have to be diligent. Sit down and do your math. You need to be diligent. Okay, so we use that word a lot in our house. And this saying, in all things be exceedingly diligent. So I bought this from 1, 2, 3 Stitch and all the DMCs to go with it. So I got that. Isn't that just, look at that. I love it. So I bought that. And then that's when I got my first thing of Peacemaker needles. So that came. Then what is this? Oh, this is my Be Stitch Me order. I'm not going to take it out, but that is pretty true to color. It is blue and green, like a blue, gray, and a green. Now I'm supposed to be a part of the neutral club. I'm not sure that this is neutral, but that's okay. This is called Ledger. It is 46 count, and I will actually just take it out of the plastic because I have flat storage for these now. So this is blue and yellow and green. So it is a 46 count. So something spring will look really nice on this. I just am not used to brighter colors. So there is that piece. I love, love, love Brandy's fabric. I mean, I really love her fabric a lot, and I have a lot of 46 count from her, and it's just, I cannot say enough great things about it. And then I also get the silk add-on. So this month we got all greens, which is pretty fitting for St. Patrick's Day. So that came from Brandy from Be Stitch Me. And okay, the last two things I think I have our planner stuff. So, as some of you know, I think I talked about it last time, I am on the PR team for Sterling Ink, which is a planner company that I love very dearly. And so, this month, for May, we got May's. So here it is. So these are sheets of vellum. These are stickers to decorate your planner with. It comes with a ton of stickers, but let me show you. This is the main theme of this month, are some apothecary jars and flowers. So beautiful. So I will be getting these in my planner very, very soon. Very soon. Sterling Ink, I just have really, really enjoyed them. Just on a personal basis, I've used them for a really long time. And now that I get to be on the PR team, it's even better because then I get to give you guys discounts, which is awesome. Okay, I have ordered just some random stickers and such, and then one of their notebooks. So, super fun. Okay, I think that is all for haul and post and shopping and all of the things. So, this week, what are my plans? We go back to school this week. We had a bit of a spring break last week, but we only have 4 weeks after this. We don't have like a month. So we don't even have a month. That's a lie. Maybe we only have 3 weeks after this. I'm not sure. So I've got that. I need to get this birth sampler done. So when the baby is here, it's ready to go. I don't really have a lot of anything else. The weather is getting really nice here. We'll be able to put plants in the garden soon. I am not a green thumb at all. I really struggle with planting things and keeping them alive. So we are scaling back what we're planting this year. Last year I did 18 tomato plants and then a ton of peppers and green beans. And I mean, I just really threw a lot out there to see what would grow. And really the only thing we flourished in were pumpkins, 2 different strands of pumpkins, and I didn't plant either one of them. So thank you, bird poop, for my entire patch of pumpkins. I had dozens and dozens and dozens of pumpkins last year. And they weren't like big pumpkins, right? They weren't like carving pumpkins. They weren't even pie pumpkins. Some of them, one strand was a strand of pie pumpkin, but they were all the cute little ones that you put in center of tables and things like that. I could have opened my own patch last year. We probably got 200 pumpkins. It was insane, and I didn't plant a single one of them. So we're scaling back this year just because I know I'm not gonna be able to keep them alive, and I really would like to try to. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, weather's getting nice. Things are starting to warm up. When I was at Keepsakes today, we were talking about how StitchCon is 2 months away. I leave 2 months from today for StitchCon, which is awesome, but also, wow, it's just around the corner. Barbara heard us saying that and she was like, shh, don't say that. Don't say that. So just know your Keepsakes team is working very diligently at putting on StitchCon already. 2 months out, and they are just hard at work. So with that being said, I think that's all I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving me some time in your day. I hope that you were able to get some stitching done while I was chatting. And yeah, I appreciate all the kind comments that you guys always leave and everything. It's It's a very supportive group, and I love that. So thank you so much for joining me in the hive today, and you guys have a great day.